Hello, welcome to our ritual for season of the witch. We made it. We made it. We made it. Those of you on the West Coast, happy 7 a.m. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And yes, Anna's hair looks cute. I just saw it. She's signed in under my name as well, but she is here. So if there's two Sarah Walkas, one of them is not me. And that's Anna with the nice hair today. And I like to don my antlers as many times as possible this time of year. I suppose I could wear them all year, but it feels especially appropriate this time of year. So here we are. All right. Yes, that's all a moment. We'll have to actually let's Team TSC, Anna, Patty, Naomi, let's bring you up to say hello before we get into everything. And I did mute everybody, so I think I have to ask you to unmute. Oh no, you're co-host. You should be able to unmute yourselves and you should be able to spotlight yourselves. So you can't. Okay. Unmute. Oh, ask to unmute. I did mute. Once we cross like 90 people in a Zoom room, I do sort of force mute everybody because we've had some wild things sometimes. Some people they just unmute around like a work meeting. And I'm like, you should probably mute. All right, let's add Patty and then ask her to unmute and then we'll get oh no, you're good. Anna did it. Someone did it.
You
And then
unmute.
Naomi, let's find her spotlight and ask to unmute. Okay. Hello, friends. Are you
Hello.
unmuted? Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, friends.
Everybody meet if you haven't met them. I know most of y'all are, we've got our Enchanted Journey folks here, and then some people who are new to us. And I would love you to meet some of Team TSE. This is not all of Team TSE, but Anna, say hello, introduce yourself with this fabulous, curly haired Anna. I like it.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I went to a Halloween party last night where I was a mystical magical forest fairy and I curled my hair. So this is the leftovers of that. So you're seeing that. Hi. Yeah, I'm Anna. I'm Sarah's real life sister. And I'm part of the team Sisters Enchanted, and I am the point person on your experience and making sure that you're feeling really cozy. We say here at Team TSC that everybody has like a seat at our table, and I'm the one that's making sure that you've got extra napkins and your glass of water is filled and that you're, feeling like you're at the table. And I am an astrologer. I've been an astrologer for over 13 years. I'm a tarot reader. I am a big nerd, if you can see my nerdiness showing. And I'm just always so happy to be here and hanging out with all of you. Yeah,
All right.
that's
That's
me.
Anna for you. I'm distracted trying to find a picture of her, see if I can get a picture in the
Oh,
comments
I
of
guess
Anna's
too. Oh, while
costume.
Sarah's distracted, I'm also a mom of three and a sourdough mom. So I am home baking things out of sourdough bread all the time and taking care of children when I'm not sitting here at my magical desk.
When is Sarah not distracted is the question.
Sarah,
Yes, so there's Anna for you. All right, let's go. Let's keep going around the clock. Naomi, you're next then.
I am Naomi. I started as a student. I now work behind the scenes at TSC. I don't often show my face on camera, but today is a special day. Um, I am I am just like you guys. I am just trying to make my magic work every single day. And so I bring that to my work. I bring that to my play. I was also in a haunted forest last night, running and screaming from all sorts of Halloween people who were chasing me down the trail. I peed my pants. I laughed so hard my stomach still hurts. And I have some sort of sty in my eye from crying in the forest last night. So no eye makeup. I came fresh faced today.
Oh no.
Um, although you don't see me much on camera, I am behind the scenes. I am trying to make sure that your tech experience is happening, that we're notifying you of all the magical things that are happening here at TSE because they are all very near and dear to my heart because all of the things here at TSE have changed my life so much. I feel very, very lucky that I get to help bring it to all of you. So I am also a graduate of Holistic Witchery. I am an Enchanted Journey member who tries to be in there whenever she can. I am a tarot coach. I am a certified TSE astrologer. So I love to do all the magical things. And I'm a twice Omi grandma who loves to do all the things when I'm not doing magical things with y'all. I'm doing magical things with my grandkids. So that's
Yes,
me.
Grandma Naomi in the house. Before we introduce Patty, I did pull up. I don't know how to use my computer today. I couldn't get a thing of in the chat, but I found Anna's picture. There she is from you can see it, right? Yeah. There's Anna's picture. Of
Unexpected.
the Yeah, there she is.
Unexpected.
Uh, Anna as a wonderful fairy. All right. So all I can say is, wow, yeah, yeah, beautifully whimsical, left glitter everywhere, she said.
I found that dress for $6 at a secondhand store yesterday. I walked in, $6. I was like, sold.
Sold, yes. All right, all right. And then Patty, say hello.
Hello, everybody. I am Patty, and I think of Team TSE other than Anna and Sarah because they started Sisters Enchanted. I think I've been here the longest, starting as a student of us. So I started as a student community member back in 2017, and I have, wandered the halls and done all the things. And now I'm a coach and a teacher here at Team TSE. And I also, I predate holistic witchery. So I kind of like when I was doing individual classes, I did that. And so I've gone through holistic witchery in that frame, and I'm loving all the things that I've learned. And Enchanted Journey is also something I've been in for a very long time. And these things that I've learned have really helped me to make, changes in my life.
Do you want to, can we share one of those changes or is it like a secret?
Yes, we
Anybody who's
can.
been here might notice Patty's got a different background behind her today.
I have now come to Mexico. I am Mexico. And that is one of my that's one of my random, vision board. Oh, I'd love to be a digital nomad world traveler. And yesterday I left Los Angeles and here I am in Ensenada, Mexico.
Yes, Patty is by herself, her whole ass self, drove down there, rented a place, and is finishing up paperwork to officially be a resident.
Yes, I'll have dual citizenship, LA, United States and
Citizen of
Mexico.
LA. That's like a thing. I feel like if you live in LA, like you're a citizen of LA.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So Patty and Naomi are wonderfully inspirational in the turning life on their head situation. We're gonna move on from this. Naomi a couple years ago decided not to buy the house she was trying to buy and told her husband, I don't want to do that. They sold their stuff, bought an RV, quit their jobs, hit the road, did that for a while. RV'd in Mexico, decided Mexico was not for Naomi, the heat. Little did she know she was also going through menopause at the same time, but didn't find out till after. That's probably why she hated the heat so much. And then, as a lifetime California resident, landed in North Carolina. So that's where Naomi is after a couple of years of turning life upside down. And Patty just picked up and took off to Mexico. So, yeah, congratulations, Patty. Y'all are so inspiring. All right. Well, then they are going to be here for us through this time today. I suppose I will put myself back on spotlight. Anna, were you going to say something?
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry, my garage door just opened and it's underneath where I'm sitting and it scared the
oh,
ants off of me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, my office is shaking. It's because my garage door just started opening, and then I was really afraid that it was very loud.
oh, that's funny.
Like,
Oh, it's okay. I'm alive over here. All right, then. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take back over the screen. We're going to continue on, and we will hear from Anna and Naomi and Patty. Towards the end, too, they'll come on and share their experience from the ritual today, this week, anything else of wisdom, because they are all three of them are very wise. We are missing today Team TSC member Jenna. She is having a little medical time off. And then we have teachers Carol and Nick and Kira and Belinda and Dina who don't you are a co-host. Removes I can't focus today. Who are who also teach in our programs, and they don't typically join us for these events, but they also are people you can find around the halls of Sisters Enchanted virtual land. Yes, we miss Jenna so much, and I hope she comes back to work like tomorrow. Anyway, we are here for our ritual to round out our week. And I have the ritual set up over here. For a second, I got nervous that candle was lighting something ablaze, but it is not. And let me explain to you what we're gonna do, and then we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it together at the end. I'm gonna host the ritual for all of us, and then I did write out notes for those of you who want to be able to create a grimoire page for today and maybe do a similar ritual or make one, for yourself or whatever in the future. Remember, I will remind you, we do have Enchanted Journey registration, so be sure to check that out if you've been on the fence about it. And so on Monday, we gathered where we chatted about that good girl algorithm, the sacral curse. One of my favorite topics to talk about, that sacral curse energy. We all need to break that. And we talked about our energy visualization. We looked at our energy. What does it look like? Where is it going without our permission? Where is it leaking? And we really imagined our energetic bonds to experiences that we are having throughout our day and the different elements of our day-to-day life that we interact with. Then we on Tuesday, and we enjoyed the threshold of seeing on Monday as well. On Tuesday, we looked at being our own true love's kiss and the counter spell to that good girl algorithm and the sacral curse. And part of that is identifying our own witch wounds, our identity as we see ourselves in the world, and this unconditional self-trust playground. So what does it look like to be our own, our own true love, our own most trusting selves as we move through this world, healing that witch wound one stitch at a time. On Wednesday, we looked at rhythms, the solar rhythms, the lunar rhythms, and our own personal rhythms, accessing the threshold of timing. And I invited you to explore rhythm in your daily life as well. So applying the medicine of the rhythm of the moon, how we experience the sun and that rhythm, that seasonal rhythm, applying it to your own daily life. And that was, I think, for many people, a wonderful activity. So if you missed that, definitely go back and enjoy that one, experience it. And remember that rhythm is changeable, right? Think of a song, the rhythm, rhythm changes. It can change from song to song in one album or record. There's a lot of different songs, different rhythms in there. And so dependent on where you are in your season right now in life, your rhythm might shift. It's not fixed. So we can take the medicine of the moon and the solar season and apply it to our lives. But unlike the moon and the sun, our rhythm does change. And then on Thursday, we looked at everyday magic and the separation that occurs when we lack the presence and the intention that connects us to everyday magic. And in our threshold of presence ritual, we connected with the energy and everyday magic of items in our own environments and where we can see and find and elevate and expand connection and the magic all around us. So today we are going to do our group ritual. We are going to experience the threshold of belonging and liberate ourselves from that good girl algorithm and just deepen into the experience one last time as we are in this season of the witch energy. We're coming up on Samhain and we have that midpoint between the first day of autumn and the first day of the winter solstice, where we say that the veil is thinnest and we can access knowledge from those who've come before us, our ancestors, that which can't be seen. And one of the points I made a few times this week, when we think about our ancestors or the people who came before us, you know, as people who are here today, we can decidedly say that those folks did not, there's no special resting place here on our earthly plane for the people who were in that, the women in particular, or the men who were in that good girl algorithm, just giving, deprioritizing their pleasure. You know, they're right there with everybody else. And so that's one of the powerful lessons I think we can take from our ancestors is what do we see in hindsight, and how can we apply that to our lives here today? All right, how do we apply that to our lives here today? Okay, so we are going to do our ritual. The ritual brings everything together from this week to hold the space for all of us. I am going to invite you during that time to do some reflection and some journaling. If you want to journal, you can just meditate. You can journal. If you are a person who reads cards, you can pull cards during the experience. One of the things here at the Sisters Enchanted is we love to make sure you have options to make the activity work for you or the ritual work for you. So if you just want to sit in silence during the time and be, that's fine. If you want to journal, you can certainly journal. And if you want to pull a card, you are free to pull a card. Let me explain to you how it's going to go, and then so you know what's coming, and then we will actually do the ritual. I want to pull up a document I have so I can paste the prompts for you as we go as well. All right. So I love this thing, but also it gets in the way when I'm trying to move. What we will do, we will cast the vision of our circle and all of us being together in this time and space to round out our season of the witch time together and call in your season as you step into confidently whatever that season is for you. Reclaim your season, let yourself free from feeling like you can't be in the energy you want to be in right now. As we go through the experience, I will light one candle for each of the threshold energies we explored throughout our time together. So I will light the first candle and I connect to the energy, and then I will give you the prompt to either just sit with and let it sort of go into your body, to journal on, or to pull a card for. And we'll spend a few minutes with each one. So we will go through the 4 from Monday through Wednesday, and then I have a 5th for today. Once we have completed that portion, we will connect again with all of the reflections we have made in mind, and we will enhance and expand the energy by adding a few elements to this our sacred space that we're creating along the way. And then we will end it out and invite anybody to share in the chat area if you want to share anything for witnessing. And I will, throughout our time, the prompts I'm going to share with you, I will copy them and paste them into the chat. And so they will be there. Those of you who, you know, thoughts are fleeting, I can relate to that. So we will put it in the chat so you can reference it. And I do have this typed up to give to you at the end as well, if you want to write it down and make your grimoire page for today. All right, so the 3 options for engagement, just be with the energy and listen in, journal, or with each prompt I give you, you can certainly pull a card, tarot, oracle card, do it as like a reading for yourself, journal, just note it down. The choice is yours. There's no right or wrong way to do this, and you can certainly do it again later too. Okay. And Team TSC is here in the comments. If you have any tech things or confusions along the way, we will get you in the chat so as not to interrupt the energy and flow of the discussion. I'm not going to play music throughout this time, just to be one less distraction for us as we go through it. So just keep that in mind. All right, then. I think we are ready to do this. All right. I invite you to you put your hands on your body or in a receiving position, or just let them hang by your side. You can leave your eyes open or close your eyes. I love the idea of all of us together in a magical forested sanctuary, the trickling stream in the distance, the smell of autumn leaves, the yellows, oranges, and reds of the forest are breathtaking and remind us that there is so much color to be experienced as we transition into seasons of our lives where something has to be left behind to make room for whatever's next. There's so much beauty there. Together, we gather, everybody bringing unique wisdoms, stories, experiences, strengths. We make room for those who are a little shy about taking a seat. We feel our energy, balancing it so there's room for everybody at the experience. We lower our guards, let down the armor that we carry every day to protect ourselves from fear of failure, invisibility, being wrong, misunderstood. In this circle, in this time, there's only witnessing. Together, we welcome in the energy of the seasons, the energy of winter that is just around the corner, the darkness, where we must learn to be still and to trust. We must learn to hope in the darkness, to have faith that the sun will return in the darkness. We welcome in the season of spring. We welcome the feeling of warmth that it brings. The feelings of joy. The feeling of relief. The promise of new beginnings, growth. We welcome the season of summer, casting shadows on long days. Bringing the heat that is at first welcome and then uncomfortable, reminding us that all experience is a spectrum. We welcome the energy of autumn, inviting us to know that there is beauty in endings. There's beauty in shedding and releasing, the opportunity for gratitude always, to make room for whatever's coming next, even when that feels far, far away. With those invitations and the invitation for everybody here to be as present as you're able, to hold yourself in kindness, our circle is cast. We are ready for our ritual. All right. Let's begin by lighting our candle as we remember our threshold of seeing. Our candle lit. Open your heart, open your connection to your ancestors, your divine spirit, your higher self, and reflect on the question or the questions. What will you say no to in the coming season? And what will you say yes to? What will you say no to? And what will you say yes to? You are free right now to meditate on that, to journal on it for a few quiet minutes, or pull a card if that's your preference. What will you say no to? The threshold of seeing. And what will you say yes to? connect with whatever you're receiving right now. Feel it in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Time is a totally human construct. And while we are humans here today, we will move forward. Remember that you can come back to this or continue on your own timeline. Carrying your threshold of seeing, you see your energy, you see how it interacts with the world around you. Your energy will guide you in what to say no to and what to say yes to. When you remember to cross the threshold of seeing and see that energy guiding you all the time. Next, we add our candle. For the threshold of trusting, because we trust ourselves to be our own true love's kiss. Here, I invite you to consider liberating yourself from the good girl algorithm, that tells you your worthiness is in what you do, that reminds you to wear that witch wound so you don't have to fear being seen and heard and misunderstood or looked down upon. Moving out of that good girl algorithm, what is one thing? What will you do differently as you move into your season of the witch, or your season of rest, health, whatever your next season is? What is one thing you might do differently? You might consider differently. Whatever you're considering, or if you're not sure what to consider, imagine that your energy is currently flipping through one way of being, sort of like the algorithm you experience on social media. But when you make your choice, that algorithm is entirely different. What you see is different. What you experience is different. Our threshold of trusting reminds us that we can trust ourselves to recalibrate that algorithm every time it gets a little weird. Remembering that we are moving forward, you are free to stay in your slow thoughts and circle back to this later. And now we will light the candle for our threshold of timing, where we pull from the medicine of the sun and the moon, healing bit by bit that witch wound that tells us to push through, keep going, one more thing. With the threshold of timing, the season that we are in, the sun in Scorpio, we are invited to shed so we can rise, to burn down so we can rise. What are you shedding? As you look forward, look ahead, dream around the corner to the next season of your life. What are you shedding as you look ahead to the next season, whatever that season is for you? The threshold of timing reminds us that there must be a rhythm to our burning down, transforming, and growing again. So, what must be shed away? Feel that shedding in your energy. You know what your energy feels like now. You know that you can trust yourself to recalibrate, get back into a rhythm. Part of shedding is honoring the very thing you're shedding for whatever purpose it served. Okay. Next, we add our candle for the threshold of presence. Where we see and we know the magic all around us when we are present in our lives to witness it, experience it, remember that it's there. The threshold of presence, after understanding no and yes, shifting that algorithm, shedding away, connecting again to your power, your presence in your power. What does your most powerful energy look like? What does it feel like? If your most powerful energy was right in front of you, how would you describe it? The practice of presence in your own energy is a practice in creating energy, a practice in shifting energy, a practice in not responding to the energy of the witch wound and creating a mending, healing ointment instead with your greatest power. Now, in this moment, we will cross the threshold of belonging. All of this energy creation, all of this feeling of witchery and magic and presence can leave us uncertain as to how to move through the very human world we must all interact with. The threshold of belonging is here for us to cross, to remember, to remind us, to teach us that we always belong. When we see our energy, when we trust our ability to love ourselves, when we use rhythm to calm our nervous systems and create the energy that we need, and when we're present enough to witness whatever energy is stirring and brewing and swirling at our feet every single day, we remember that we're supported, whether we feel like we fit in or not. We can allow ourselves to belong, to not feel afraid of being seen and witnessed and vulnerable in our emotional bodies and our human forms. So together, with the support of all of our enchanted sisters here today, we cross the threshold of belonging together, leaving no enchanted sister behind. And sitting with the question, how does the witch wound or your specific witch wound impact your sense of belonging? How does the witch wound impact your sense of belonging? With this witch wound, as we let all of this energy and reflection settle in, I am seeing us looking at each other in this beautiful sacred space we've created, knowing that everybody here can relate to how somebody else here is moving through the world right now, is feeling that witch wound show up. And by being here, whether you're sharing the energy in silence today or in the chat area, just by being here, you are making it a little bit easier for somebody else to feel like they belong. And that is a medicine for the witch wound that we all need, even when we don't know we need it. To integrate our work here today, To integrate our work here today, we bring water to our sacred space. We bring water to our sacred space. To clear our line of sight for that threshold of seeing. So we can see clearly what is ours to say no to and what is ours to say yes to. We also bring to our space today, our sacred space, some dried lavender for the threshold of trusting, to remind us that though something must die, that will become compost and fertilizer for whatever is ready to grow next. The threshold of timing, as we are in Scorpio season, we bring with us some ash to represent rising from the ashes once we have burnt down whatever we decided to compost. With the threshold of presence, we bring with us today some salt to help us cleanse the energies of all that we are connected to. So we always feel like only the most supportive, loving energy is coming our way. And finally, for the threshold of belonging, we rise from that clear line of sight, that composted energy of what's not serving us, the ashes from what has come before and what's staying behind, and that protected energy of the salt to cleanse the path forward, leave it clear for all of us. We bring some more fire as we rise as a collective here today and allow ourselves to rise from the ashes of what has been so we can shine bright, heal that witch wound, and always allow ourselves to belong no matter what. All right. And just like that, all together now, I'm going to put it in the chat for us. We've got hands, hands open wide in our circle, witnessing each other on this journey this week in the season of the witch as we open the portal to the next season for each and every one of us, as we share together in your mind, in your heart, or out loud. I am not becoming powerful. I am remembering the power that was always mine, the power that was always yours. My season isn't waiting, it's here. And so it is, and so it has been, and so it always shall be. with gratitude to the season of autumn, the season of summer, the season of spring, and the season of winter. We open our circle, we say huzzah, we clap, we shout, we dance in merriment around our fire, and we have all entered our season of the witch, our season of whatever life is bringing you next, as we've crossed these 5 thresholds. And so it is. Yay! All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this. I appreciate it. And I saw the fire department people here. Don't tell my husband. I had to sneak that in the room and hope he didn't notice. Wouldn't be the first time I caused trouble with fire and smoke in the house. All right, I'm going to bring Anna up because Anna actually pulled some group cards for us through this experience as well. And Anna, just take like, couple 2-3 minutes, whatever you can do to share those with us. Add spotlight. And I have to ask you to unmute, right? Still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's do this. Yeah, while we were doing all of that, I pulled a card for the collective, so all of you together here, and I'm going to deliver what those cards were. I will say that there is artistic nudity in one of the cards, so sorry, not sorry, but you've been warned. So yeah. So yeah, our first card that we had of our threshold of seeing and what will we say no to and what will we say yes to. I got this lovely, beautiful Empress card for everybody, artistic nudity. And this card just makes me feel like we say yes to like what feels good in our bodies and like what feels a part of like what we are, and say no to things that aren't feeling good, like physically in our bodies, saying yes to like that big yes, like my whole body is like, this is yes, this is what I want to do. And saying no to the things that make our bodies second guess ourselves or make us feel tired or like we're unsure of the answer. So just really feeling that it feels good in our bodies, makes us feel confident and doesn't take away from that. When we look to our threshold of trusting and the liberation from that good girl algorithm and what will we do differently, I got this Hermit card. And I love that it's peering over a mountain and like looking forward. And it's just reminding to one, go and get outside and be one with like nature and not be stuck inside in kind of the walls of what we're used to doing, but also know that when we are trusting, that trust comes from introspection and knowing that like we know the answers and not to go outside and crowdsource, and that we need to trust ourselves and be different in the fact that you know that you have all the answers and you're capable of answering your own questions and capable of dictating like your own lives, and to know that trust is there, and to have that. I'll hold up the deck box when I'm done. After that, I love this card so much. The threshold of timing invites us to shed so that we can rise. And what are we shedding so you can look ahead to the next season? I got this Fool card, and I love this Fool card because he's a happy, jolly, elderly, naked man. And to me, it's like, if you thought that you were incapable, like if you were not capable of doing things, that you're out of time to do things, you're out of time to have fun, we are shedding that mindset that like we don't have enough time. We don't have the bodies to do the things, because we absolutely do have the bodies and the time and the energy to do things, no matter like what stage we are in our lives or what we're doing, or even if it feels difficult, that like we are really capable of being like this explosive energy to shed through and experience things no matter what state of life that we are in, and to just believe in, that inner spark of joy that you have to like celebrate your life, and who you are, where you're at. For the threshold of presence, what does your most powerful energy look like and feel like for all of us is the 3 of Wands, and this opportunity to have choices and to take action. And that when we are, that we are able to like come together and have all this action, and that when we are in our creativity and in our passion, there is the support system. And again, I love that it's like all tied together over this fire, and that like you could hang some food over it or a cauldron to cook for people, and it's got all the support, and that we are so capable of doing the things that we really want to do. Reading the things. So yeah, what does our most powerful energy look like? It looks like this combination of creativity and passion, that we have endless opportunities to grab hold of those opportunities and just know that like we are secure and alight with those. For our threshold of belonging, how does our witch wound impact our sense of belonging? And I got this 10 of Wands, and how the witch wound impacts our sense of belonging is taking on those burdens of everyone else that are not ours to bear, and trying to like take them with us and hold space for other people, because we can't take everybody else's burdens and then apply it to our own belonging, because that's taking all of this from everybody else in every other situation, and that impacts your ability to belong just as yourself. And so trying to like know that that witch wound is that we take on those energies from other people, and it takes away from ourselves, and knowing that those burdens aren't serving us, and to try to shake them off when you can. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but like to be knowing that like sometimes these energies are not ours to bear, and you got to sometimes let those things go.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it. That was, yeah, Anna, that was like an on point card pull. So, oh, and share the deck. Can we take a picture, Anna? And will you add, I don't know, how are you all doing the slides? Have you been doing them as a PDF or something? But can you add it on the, however that's happening? And then, okay.
Yeah, this is the Sasuraito Tarot by Sasia Burrington, and it's one of my all-time favorites. And we will add it to the slide deck. The first card was the Empress, and she is lovely, and she knows what she likes and doesn't like, and she doesn't want to hear anything from anybody. She's like, yeah, my body feels good when I'm in it, and I know what I want, and knows how to say no when she doesn't. But yes, I love this deck so much. It has a lot of like real life things, like you can see your life in it, like people today, your lives in it. And I think it's beautifully arted, and the backs are really, really cute too. So yeah, I will add that to the slide. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, take a picture of you probably were already gonna do this, of the box, like with the cards, and then we'll just have it, yeah, in one fell swoop. And type the name in the chat, please. Marcy's asking. Marcy's digging it. Marcy's like, yes, I need
The
that.
good one.
All right, let me bring back up here Patty and Naomi as well. And then we will round this out, and we'll remind you Enchanted Journey membership is open, and it is always a struggle for me to transition from like beautiful experience to being like, don't forget our membership is open. It's not my strong suit as a Cancer rising. I just want everybody to like come hang out and have fun and feel held. But Patty, any insights from you from this week or our ritual today that you'd love to point out to people? Anything you saw? Patty is a teacher and coach here, and Patty always like she can grasp on to like just the vibe and share it back, or your own experience, Patty, because you had a big transition this week.
I did. This one was, yeah, normally I'm just like, yes, I can get, like you said, kind of pick up on it. But this whole week has definitely been like for me as well. Like I am in that. So I've just really let go and working on. Well, I guess, yes, I'm in the process of letting go of that good girl algorithm, in the sense of like, it was not a popular decision for me to come down here, right? It was not. It was like, it's not safe, that guilt of I need to be the good daughter and be there for my dad and this and that. So it really is a lot of that and just belonging. I think I shared this, I think it was a roundtable call, but yeah, like this belonging. I don't know anybody here in like this immediate part of Mexico. I do have family in another part, but like just belonging here, that's where I feel I belong. Like the land, the people, the ancestors, and this whole ancestor theme for me has been tied through. I love how the universe works. Like a couple years ago, I came across a quote that said, "We are the manifestation of our ancestors' dreams." And like that, I felt was like the thing that started to get me right here today, because my ancestors made choices so that I could make choices later and buck that good girl algorithm. So that energy, I think, is really what I'm in that. I'm in that energy, creating the energy that we've talked about to make the momentum match my energy as opposed to the reacting. So yeah, that's definitely what I am experiencing this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And I do, because I was thinking about that before you said it, that you spend a lot of time with your dad and sort of that life cycle where you sort of step into mother, your aging
Hmm.
father. We were talking about putting names in his clothes and or something, like you
Right.
send
Yes.
kids to school and choosing to move forward, choosing to move
And
forward.
that wasn't easy. I mean, don't get me wrong, between LA and San Diego, I cried off and on all the way. I mean, like it was not, it was, but yes, trusting that it's not for me to wait for, the right time or for him to be in a different, housing situation because he's fine. He's fine. There's no issues. Just, yeah. So definitely that.
Yeah, I just admire you, Patty, because my story. I struggle with my home life responsibilities and being able to just say, I'm free to do things. So thank you. You're an inspiration. All right, Naomi, any insights, thoughts from from you today?
Just I personally, I'm at one of those crossroads moments in my life. And so although I should be focused on work, I've had a very personal week as well, where I am participating in things that are reminding me of where I need to focus my energy, where I need to release my energy. And so all of the cards that I pulled today during the exercise, while I should have been monitoring the comments and I was really just like very much into my own personal exercise. Um, I won't give you the whole thing, but at the end, I get to the Six of Pentacles, and that idea of not leaving room to receive because I think it's my responsibility to give is just, I mean, the witch wound, the slap in the face, the all the things I need to hear because that is, and I am not an emotional person. And there is like this tiny little thing that might happen out of the side of my face. And I apologize if I get teary. I don't like that at all. But just that idea that it's okay. And that reminder. And when I did the new moon, co-witching, I was, I was in those, I was in those vibes. And then today, and it's so powerful to be with other women and then seeing all these other women in these comments just right there with me. I don't know. It gives me so much permission. Gives me so much permission today to feel like it's okay to not just give. It's okay to say I need to also be a priority. And so it's just I'm just very much reminded today of how wonderful it is to be with everybody in these moments. And so I should probably be saying some really smart things right now, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be
Just
emotional in my uncomfortableness.
you are, dare I say, be witnessed. You're going to allow
Ah,
yourself to
yeah,
be witnessed.
don't like it.
And then Naomi are both Capricorn moons, and they're just like
Yeah.
emotions off. So yes, I don't like it. Anna, did you want to share anything else? You did our card reading, anything that was stewing for you?
I was doing like a triple duty. I was pulling cards for the collective. I was pulling tarot cards for myself. I was pulling oracle cards for myself. I got a double Vishnu today in my card pull, so I got some things to like really balance and think about here. But one of the things that I actually really love about when we come together to do rituals like this, or we pull cards, whether it be for like our new moon, like full moon co-witchings and an enchanted journey, or like the events like this or the Halloween classathon coming up, is that I continually talk about doing the shadow work, talk about the witch wound. I continually always pull cards that continue to tell me the same narrative that I'm like very aware of in my own life, but like in different octaves. And this time it was giving me the same narrative it usually does, but like in a very different way that was very interesting. I got like a lot of water and like the moon and like a different way of looking at the emotions I've been carrying with me through like my own inner dialogue or like out in the world. And I just always really appreciate that like when I'm doing the work, it comes up in ways that are always changing. Like I always am learning a lesson, but it's always evolving because my work's evolving and what I'm pulling evolves or what I'm journaling evolves. And and it's great because, you know, a lot of you have seen me pull the same kind of things during coaching. I'm like, well, you know, same thing, different day. Let's talk about how we're going to work through it this time. And it's just so much fun to like to do it and just be so aware of like what you're doing and what's going on in your own life and be able to reflect that and then be in presence of other people that are doing the kind of same things. Uh yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And what I hear from all three of you too, and what I saw in the chat, I love that you all were sharing in the chat as well. And even when your life, I love to think that so, you know, most of us here feel like we are blessed to have the lives we have. I mean, like we're all here on a Zoom call, uh, assuming, you know, I can make the assumption that we have roofs over our heads, food on the table today, if we have access to Zoom and a tech device to get us here today, and the leisure time to be doing a ritual together. And that way life is good. And I think we all have moments, no matter how good life is, where we just say, why I know logically life is so good, but like something is itchy. I seem to have life eczema and I don't know why. And so it's nice to be with people who can witness you in that. And remember that doesn't require fixing, right? That's we have so many things that we've got hormones, we've got the world, we've got the family, we've got the job, you know, and so trying to fix things, I think, I mean, that's like trying to piece together a 1952 refrigerator. You just need to get a new one. And so you know, just being witnessed and belonging and remembering, like, okay, it's all right that I feel itchy. What can I do with my energy to just heal some of that today? You know, shift it around, see what comes up when I shift. And so I love the sharings and I love that. Uh, I love that. I just love that. Marcy, is how do we shift that mentality that when we look into the shadow, it's not a call to fix it? Speaking of that specifically, and I know Marcy, you are a person who enjoys nature and being outside. And I think if we use nature as the lesson, which is what so much of us do when we talk about the medicine of the rhythm and everything, if you look at a tree or piece of in the forest where there's a lot of shade, a lot of shadow, it gets damp. That's where the bugs go. They eat away at the trees, they rot. That's also though where the mushrooms grow. And we need the mushrooms and we need that fungal system, right? To keep the world moving. We need those worms that thrive in that shade and that the dampness with the log you step on and it crumbles through. Um, you actually need that. So we don't want to fix the dampness. We want to see it for what it is, an ecosystem that's part of the whole. And so when we look at our shadow, it's part of our whole ecosystem. Without that shadow, we don't have the opportunity to learn and grow from each other. You know, so many of us right now are experiencing the world and the family conversations where people don't agree and disagree, and then the world again. And I think that the thing that comes up where you want to verbally vomit on people, you know, is that's the that's that ecosystem. It's there for a reason, whether it is to you know, there it's there. What is the reason? I don't know. But the not for us to figure out everything. I don't know why the world is, I don't know why Earth is the way it is, you know. I was not the super explosion that made planets. But here it is, and it's for us to live with and learn from. It's for us to learn from, right? So um so there you go. That's my thought on that. Um, yes, Marcy, with the wetness there. It's just a little damp. Just a little damp. It's good in the forest, not in your home. Anyway, all right then. Well, y'all, I'm gonna blow our candles out here. And then I'll answer any questions about Enchanted Journey because I don't want to keep that, locked up. So if you don't get your questions answered, ooh, there goes food therm herbs on my desk. I'm using the same webcam I've had for nearly 10 years, and it has wax stuck on it from a candle incident from a few years ago. So
You were doing the ash, and there was like a string hanging from that, and I was just like wax on the camera, string over fire, and I like started remembering these times that like things have happened while you were alive, and I was like, don't, not today, not today.
there's currently honey under the enter return key on my very expensive MacBook Pro. I don't wish to discuss the matter further. Just let you know it's there. It's making it challenging to use.
I was filled with fear, not the good kind either, when you lit that sparkler. It was like, oh no, we're gonna watch something really not good happen here. So, but it
I will
didn't.
have you know that the room that I'm in used to be a garage. So while there is a very inexpensive Home Depot carpet between my feet, under my feet, it's on top of cement. So I think we would be okay. We're on a cement slab. And the whole bottom half wall. The half wall is cement from down. I think we'd be good. See, I'm an educated risk taker. All right. Is there any questions any of us can answer for you for Enchanted Journey before you head off? Current Enchanted Journey members. It is 11:20. We went way over. Anna?
Yeah, there's the question, when does Enchanted Journey start? Does it run from November to October or January through December? And the answer is it's always rolling. You see us rolling. No, we are always moving in the Enchanted Journey. It is a living, breathing membership where we're always going through things. We do tend to, have like a start to the year with our lunar planner that we put out, where we like really set our intentions and like do the groundwork to have a really great year ahead. And we do like close out the year every end of the year. But it's never ending. It's always like cyclical and moving. And we have themes that sometimes retire 1 year and then start a next year, depending on what we're doing. But it's always rolling. It's always living and breathing. And so you don't have to like, there's not like a start and end time. You can, participate for 3 weeks and then go on vacation for 4 weeks and come back right where you left off and just be a part of the rhythm and the cycle. So it's going. It's been going for what, 7 years? Just rolling. We're going.
8. I
8.
started the Enchanted Journey May 1st and had a baby on May 9th, and he's 8 years old.
Well, and if you didn't already take a look at if you were somebody who was like, I so want to do this, but the annual just isn't going to work for me, we did put up 2 new options that are for today that are really exciting. So I would definitely go to the page and look. You might find something that works better for you if you were like, oh, I'm a hell yes. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait for more of this, like more of today. You definitely want to go there and check it out because we did hear you. We chatted. We all talked on Friday and we came up with some new plans to make it even more accessible because we want no Enchanted Sister left behind.
Yes. Some of the ones I'm seeing about the planner. So the physical planner is with the annual option. The reason for that, and it's not, we don't purchase you can buy the monthly planner. We don't purchase it for month to month memberships. The reason for that, we are a small business, and which means we don't have the funds to build rocket ships and send them into space for fun, things like that. So we, unfortunately, on a month-to-month membership, if a person were to cancel by month 2, then we have eaten the entire cost plus some of your first month's membership. And friends, that would put us bankrupt, and our accountant would no longer have a job, nor would any of us. So that's why we buy the planner for the annual option. With the annual option, we open it once a year because it does, as a small woman-founded, entirely self-funded business, we can use the annual enrollment to forecast the fun things we're able to provide, teachers, whatnot, for the next year. So we do this promotion once per year in the autumn. It does the annual payment, the annual renewal. It is a membership. It does auto renew. That said, if you are a person who you're like, I forget everything, we do send about 6, I think, emails at this point to let you know that it's coming in advance, because we don't want you to have a charge you don't want. And I don't know, Anna and Naomi are probably like, Sarah, when I say this, but you could sign up and then just email us and have us cancel the payment for the next year. I mean, if you're a person on a budget mission, and then when you get removed, you would get removed. And if you wanted to register again, you could register again.
Mhm.
We are not here to trap you in memberships you don't want to be in. So if you don't want to be paying for it, we don't want you to be paying for it. So that is obviously, you could sign up and then just email us and be like, cancel it now for next year. And then we can do that. There's not it's not like we have to wait last minute to do that.
And if you are somebody who was monthly, sorry, if Sarah said something, I was multitasking and I do not multitask like Sarah does. I like don't hear, so if I'm repeating something, I'm so sorry. If you were monthly and you're switching to annually, we are checking the enrollments as they come in and sorting out your memberships, but you can always send us an email being like, hey, I signed up for annual instead, confirming that my monthly is no longer active. And I do see the question about payment plans for an Enchanted Journey. So it's not a payment plan, it's a monthly subscription. So think about if you're somebody who, I guess like Netflix, like you have to pay every month to have access to your Netflix account. That is what the Enchanted Journey is. It's a membership community where you pay to have access to it month to month. And so it's not a payment plan, it's an active membership that you get access to all of the things that are living, breathing in there as you are active. Yeah.
Yes.
Which also means, though, if you sign up today, we start the Halloween-a-thon on Monday. And so because it's like from the moment you sign up, you're in for that goodness that starts tomorrow or the replays, which is like just lovely timing for the season. So
Yeah.
I
And
can't wait.
I do want to address the question about Holistic Witchery versus Enchanted Journey. Holistic Witchery is our course, and this is a membership. So with the membership, we have teachers who are, or guides rather. We do more teaching in Holistic Witchery, where we teach we teach start to finish, hand holding across a finish line. Our framework of who am I, who did I come here through the lens of astrology, an archetype system, and then applying that to creating a magical practice. And it is a course start to finish that we bring you through twice a year. And then Enchanted Journey is a rolling membership. And so as such, we do bring in different people teaching classes. We teach new and fresh, or I keep saying teaching, we guide experiences in Enchanted Journey, where we bring in people to guide you through those experiences. And then with our virtual events that we host, those are whipped up fresh every year. And in that way, it wouldn't make sense to treat it as a course, because then we wouldn't have the availability to bring in new guides to switch up the experience, as the energy of the group switches year to year and provide such a rich ongoing experience. So that is the difference. And Holistic Witchery is a deep and wide transformational course that my heart exists in. So I think a piece of my heart is inside of Enchanted. Or Holistic Witchery. You look at your children and you're like, my heart is walking away from me. That's sort of what I feel like when people open up their Holistic Witchery book. And then I'm like, no, I hope you like it. Oh my God. Oh my God, my heart. And then Enchanted Journey is really like, I don't know, it's like the disco on the cruise ship. Get loose, have fun, shake it up. Run naked in the streets with Karen. Oh, Karen's running naked in the streets.
Sarah, I did see the question, what's the book that you send when you sign up for the annual? And that's the Lunar Planner. I think Sarah shared it earlier in the week. This is the 2025 one. I don't have the 2026 one, but it is our Lunar Planner, which is super great. And if you are a monthly member, you still have access to the PDF version and can always order your own if you would like to in your own time and space. But it has great coloring pages and lunar pages and all sorts of great things. The 2026 one Sarah has. But if you sign up for annual, you get a physical copy of this planner on us. Let me send it to you. because we use the planner throughout our coachings and our copy chats, and it's a tool that we use throughout the Enchanted Journey. So if you're there for the whole year, we do that. And if not, it's always available if you're monthly to buy from a third-party printer or download the PDF version. Plus, we're going to have a great planner app for next year that is available for the Enchanted Journey members.
As you saw this week, we are learning how to make the apps not be glitchy. So thank you for bearing with us on that. That was a good test run for what we need to sort out before we release that. Don't tell Naomi, but I am behind on my final edits for the planner. And we're hoping there was some false promise that I'd have it done by the end of this weekend, but I'm going to a hockey game after this. So again, don't tell Naomi, but I am behind on my edits for the but they are coming. And I think that was the last of the questions that, planner, anybody can purchase the planner, anybody at all. And then we are hosting the Salem 2026 event, which we've had lots of questions on. We are whipping up the details for that. So the Salem 2026 event is in response to a long-held vision to gather as many Enchanted Sisters in one place as possible. To do that, and because I know that there is already a barrier, there's a cost barrier to traveling and a cost barrier to staying. And so it is our highest desire that we could host this event at no cost. And so to do that, we are going to open seats first to our Enchanted Journey members. And it will be no cost to current Enchanted Journey members in April. And again, the annual registration period is what helps us to forecast for that and cover those expenses. We don't have funding. Our funding for these things is our enrollments. And so we are hosting it. And then from there, we will open it up, and paid seats will be, we are keeping it super, super affordable because we know that the cost of travel is a consideration. And so to remove a barrier of having to purchase a ticket, then Naomi and I have attended some events that have it's like $3,000 just to be at the event. And then you got to pay to get there. And then you got to pay to stay there. And like, oh my gosh, I could have taken my family to Disney World at this rate. So, doing that. And we will have more information as well. We are starting the process this week of getting some information to the collective. So you all can start reaching out to strangers who are not strangers, because you're all part of one thing, to talk about rooming and sharing spaces and whatnot. Part of our ability to keep it a free cost event, a no cost event, is that we are not sorting housing, right? And so those kinds of things. And we trust as adults that you can probably work together to find a roomie, as uncomfortable as it might be. And Naomi, like the second time she ever met me in person, I think I made her share a bed with me. So in a haunted house.
Yes. Where she sat up out of bed and scared the daylights out of me, by the way. And something was pulling me with their ice cold hands on my feet. It was an experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And in my dream, something was pulling me out of the bed.
Yes.
So Naomi and I had to share that bed together. But yes, we will be coming up with a list of recommendations. We're going to put the slides out for today. Those will be and I did type up everything I did here is in the slides for you. So you'll have those. And Anna will put a picture of the cards. All right then. Well, friends, it's been real. We have Samhain, Halloween, Friday, Saturday. There's not a word of the day today. The gift was released on Friday, and because of the tech glitches, Naomi did put it all together for you in a PDF too, for those of you who couldn't access or struggled with accessing the app. And I really appreciate your patience with that. And that is a wonderful test for us because we are releasing the app for the planner. And so this was a journey in us figuring out what we thought we had figured out, and then turns out we had no idea. I think that's like what most things in life are. Aging parents, marriage, children. You're like, this is going to be fine. And then you're like, how did I get here? Why is it like this? Why didn't anyone tell me?
That's what happened to me this week with that. Why is it like this? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? So the app had us having extended team conversations this week. I'd be like, I don't know, whip it into shape. Anyway, all right then. So all you can if you have special circumstances, questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We always do our best to make space, to be reasonable, and we aren't unreasonable people. We're people just like you. So we do, while holding our boundaries, of course, we all got to have boundaries. The water can't flow everywhere. While holding our boundaries, we make our very best attempts to be reasonable at every turn.
I
So,
was gonna say we're a little unreasonable. That made me laugh. That we're reasonable, and I was like, we're
yeah,
a little unreasonable.
unreasonable. Try to be unreasonable in the good way, though.
Yeah.
Like if Karen wants to run naked down the streets, I will unreasonably try to find a way for her to do that. That kind of unreasonable.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And happy Samhain blessings. Happy Halloween if I don't see you. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you and stay magic, y'all. Bye.